Works? Awesome.
Yeah.
So welcome everybody to our community call number 27. So the second community call for this year. We're really happy to have you here joining us today. We have some very cool stuff planned for this hour. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit more about GameFi. As you may recently have seen, we have integrated with Planet IX, which is one of the biggest NFT-based Web3 games out there. So we're really excited and we wanted to share this with you on the community call as well. So we have the co-founder Christopher here from Planet IX. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the integration and what they're doing and what the game is about. And then as always, we're going to have some product updates for you from VJ. And then Sunny is going to present the winners of the wave pool. So from the January wave, which went really successfully together with Push Protocol. And then Miao, our CTO, is going to talk more about reactive exchanges, what they are, and why is it a good idea to build it for the wave pool, maybe. And then in the end, we have some secret guests dropping by of our community call. Super cool project that we're going to see today. So definitely stay tuned for that. And then as always, we're going to have a Q&A in the end. So if you have any comments, any questions for us, do let us know. Happy to address it here. Or if you have any questions, meanwhile, when someone is presenting, just put them in the chat and then we will take it from there. So that's the agenda for today. And I think we're good to just dive right into GameFi. Is Christopher here?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Welcome to our community call.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Great. Would you mind giving like a little introduction to yourself and maybe Planet IX and what you guys are building over there?
Of course. So yeah, my name is Chris. I'm from Sweden. I'm the co-founder and head of growth over at Planet IX. So we started Planet IX 1.5 years ago. We went on chain November last year with the ambition to build the best NFT game, strategy-based game ever existed, basically. So we had big plans from the beginning. We made our initial airdrop to 130,000 wallets from our beta users. So yeah, that's 18 months ago. And then we launched our product 2 weeks after Bitcoin's all-time high in November last year. So it wasn't the best timing, but we kept building. And it's funny because you divert the focus a bit when it's a bear market, a full-on bull market. So looking back now, it's been giving us a huge breathing space, so to really build a solid foundation. So yeah, we strategy-based game. So you trade plots of land initially, but then we've added on more and more assets. We released our free-to-play version in November last year, and immediately topped the list. So we got close to 1 million daily transactions on Polygon Scan. So we become the most interactive contract on Polygon for sure. And we just launched our partnership with you guys. And that also went skyrocketing straight away. So thank you a lot for having an awesome product that we can use and our users love. So now obviously it's the gas is really high. So we've been seeing a decrease in amount of streams. But it's natural and it makes sense because it also gives us a solid feedback that people are not just using the product together with your service. They actually think about how it's being used, implemented in their own strategy. So they haven't exchanged back the tokens that they stream, which is awesome. And I think we have a hit rate of 92% or something. With Superfluid. So exciting times for sure.
This is so cool. And I feel like if you can build your product at any market condition, that's when you know you are fully in there for the long term and you're building something great. So that's really cool. And yeah, regards to the integration, I know probably Fran can talk a little bit more about that, but I guess then you stream the in-game currencies where you rent the land. So the rent is streamed with Superfluid.
Exactly. So it's basically a scaling solution that we use. So the first layer of our game is free to play for everybody. But if you want to develop your game, you need to rent the land, so to say, the tiles. And in order to do that, you need to use Superfluid to stream the rent, basically, which is good because Web3 games and GameFi in general often are target for botting operations. So the first layer could be botted, of course, but along the foundation, when you scale the game, you need to pay for it. So it's enabling more high-end services, I would say. Yeah, and this is just the beginning. I mean, we already see many different solutions that we can implement the Superfluid in our game, and we are super excited to see where this collaboration can end up.
This is really cool. And maybe Fran, maybe you can talk a little bit a bit more about the background, like how did you guys meet? How did you end up talking about this integration in general?
Yeah, I met a couple of people from the Planet IX team in New York. So that was last year, it was in September. They were sponsoring the Messari mainnet conference. So there were like all these 3D models on every screen. It was really cool. You know, they really took over the conference. So yeah, I got connected through, I think, our community member, Henry. I think he's the one that connected us. And yeah, we talked a bit about the game. Talked about, maybe doing something together. And then I think at some point, you guys at Planet IX decided on expanding the map, right? So having this kind of scaling and new tiles, and I guess streaming for rentals makes so much sense that we built it in, right? So the building was done by Nuno, who from our team. So it built a very, very simple smart contract. Actually, if anybody wants to check it out, it's a super app. It receives the funds and it sends the Planet IX contract a message saying, hey, this user is streaming this amount, right? Everything else is handled by the Planet IX contract. And basically it will give access to, all the different tiles and set the timestamp. So all the reward distribution gets kicked off as soon as the stream starts. So yeah, it's really, really good integration. It's incredible to see it work so well. Like I just checked the numbers. There's 24,600 streams currently open to that single super app, which is insane. And it really shows kind of the scalability, right, of Superfluid, because for you guys at Planet IX to actually withdraw those funds is a fixed gas cost, right? It's just a transfer. You just go and take the money out, right? Well, if you compared Superfluid to other streaming money, protocols on Ethereum, the price would be per stream, right? So you're talking 24,000 transactions to even just touch the money, right? Well, with Superfluid, it's one transaction, and the users have this great experience where they're just streaming. I mean, we've been working on this for a long time, and it's just extremely exciting to see such a big response and for such a good integration as well. I don't know if you folks in the call have seen it, but there's a whole story behind the streams in the game. So you're actually giving money to this in-game corporation called Astro Gold and Astro Capital, right? So you give Astro Capital your IX tokens and you get back Astro Gold. So they're like their own currency. And then you stream the Astro Gold to your remind me, what's the name of the contract? Apollo contract?
Yeah, exactly. No, Apollo. I think Apollo is the first one.
It's the first one, right? What was the second one called? I can't remember either.
I can't remember either. The two latest ones are Kronos, but yeah, no, sorry. we have to go back on that, but
we have to go back to the drawing board. Yeah, but yeah, so there's the six first hexagons that are freed, and there's 12 around that, and now I believe there's 18 in the next ring, which are going to become available as well, right? So that's gonna, a lot of users are probably gonna upgrade as well, and I think then, I'm imagining you guys want to keep growing that base, right? So it's pretty exciting. So at the moment, there's 286,000 Astro Gold a month that are being streamed, and the contracts already accumulated. Actually, no, I don't have that figure. But
140, I think.
140,000, right? Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting.
So it's over $100,000, and we just released like 2-3 weeks ago.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, and we also had the Twitter Spaces a couple of days ago, quite recently, and I remember we were talking about how GameFi is a great stepping stone for people to enter the Web3. So I feel like this is a really cool way how to, build a product and onboard people to crypto. That's a really, really cool mission to have, for sure.
No, exactly. It's a perfect stepping stone to be learning about new technology, and that's what we see with your solutions as well. It's so awesome for us to be trying it out in different areas of the game. And again, this is just the beginning. Like you mentioned, Fran, we released the third circle now, or third ring, in the mission control. So it's additional 18 tiles being released starting today. So hopefully we'll just keep increasing, and it's people are
starting
happy
today. So it's already starting. So we should start seeing some 30 Astro Gold streams very soon, right?
Yeah.
If people want to take the entire space. That's exciting.
Yeah. So the only downside right now is the gas on Polygon, because you need to activate it still, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. But besides from that, I think within the week we will definitely see a doubling on the amount of streams.
Yeah, I've heard that there are some things you're considering for the gas. I think that's very exciting as well. I don't think we can talk about it, but yeah, it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff is coming. So yeah, everybody, if you haven't yet, you should check out Planet IX. It's a great game, amazing assets, a lot of people playing it, very big community. And I know you're also doing a drop right now. Do you want to maybe, Christopher, talk about that?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing we started today. So inside this cargo drop is included the tile contracts for the seed district. But it's fully packed with a lot of new assets. We're introducing a new avatar collection. We are introducing more assets in the game. And yeah, I think we counted on having 7 new assets being introduced in this new drop. So yeah, we've sold a couple of thousand already today. But most of our audience or players are based in Asia. So tomorrow we really count on it taking the next level. But yeah, there's so many cool things you can do. You mentioned Astro Capital, so that's one of our in-game corporations. On Friday we released a staking contract where you stake something we call meta shares. So you will have meta shares to all of these different in-game corporations, which basically is a share of a DAO. So if you stake it's an 1155 asset. If you stake that to the pool, you will earn rewards that particular in-game corporation will be yielding. So Astro Gold is actually distributed. I think it's 18.95% goes to Burn directly. So 40% goes to the meta share staking. So of all of these tokens that we talked about, nothing goes to us as the game developer. It all goes back to the community in different staking pools. So we're really aiming to do this 100% decentralized and just different compartments and and flows for the community.
That's really exciting. Yeah, putting community in the center is definitely very important in Web3, and will drive you forward for sure. And you mentioned the Gargo drop. So regards to the Gargo drop, we're actually doing a little giveaway together with Planet IX, which is actually announced tomorrow, but just a little alpha for you. So we're announcing a giveaway of 5 different packs. So stay tuned. More details will follow on our Twitter and Discord. So definitely, it's a great way to enter the game, enhance the gameplay, and just familiarize yourself with everything in there. So yes, definitely stay tuned. There's a lot of good stuff that you can win. So yeah, keep your eyes open for that. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us today. Unfortunately, we have to move on with our agenda and speakers, but yeah, great to have you here.
I'll be standing by and listening. So thanks for having me. Exciting as always to talk with you, and good luck.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah. So I think we can move on then with our product updates. So Vijay, if you're ready to tell us a little bit more about our product.
Sure thing. I'm getting host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, hold on. You should be able to now.
All right, there you go. Cool. So welcome back again to Product Update, guys. I'm afraid to say that this one is not going to be super exciting. And the reason for that is we have so much stuff coming next time around, next time we have this community call, that we're kind of backloading it to then. So I just want to briefly touch on something that we announced last week, which is making our push protocol notifications live. These are, I guess, a very kind of small preview into what full notifications are going to look like on Superfluid, and we're really excited to make this available to you. I've been trying out myself, and you can see my own Matic streams there getting at risk of liquidation, but you basically can just go to the push app, sign up with your wallet address, and already get a bunch of notifications relating to low balance warnings and liquidations that have occurred. So you can check out our Twitter thread here in this link, or there'll be a helpful help desk article I'll paste into chat afterwards if Victoria isn't already on that. So really encourage checking this out, but this is just like a window into what full notifications are going to look like once we have everything ready. But yes, a few things coming soon that I'm happy to talk about very briefly as well. So expect some big news next week, which we'll all be waiting with our trigger fingers on socials for sharing. But beyond that, a bunch of other things in progress, things that we've been talking about for a long time regarding scheduling, regarding notifications, so getting these available to you in the app. And beyond that, even new networks. So this is just the very earliest part of kind of our 2023 plans. So expect to hear more about what the full year is going to look like for us coming into later in the year as well. But again, I would encourage everyone, please come and give us feedback, but also contribute to our roadmap. We always take community suggestions really seriously, and many of these things you'll recognize as suggestions that perhaps even you've contributed to in the past. You can check out our roadmap there at the link, or feel free to just come to Discord or have a chat, or just, paste your thoughts and ideas. We'd love to hear them. Thanks everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Vijay. Yeah, I think the push notifications is one of the biggest updates that went live last week. And then Chinmay is also asking in the chat, is there a way to take the user directly to the stream termination page via push notification? So directly in the channel.
Yep, I think, I don't know, I guess whether you're talking about when a stream has been terminated for any reason, but in this case, totally something we could add to those push notifications if it's not already in there. I think the low balance warnings already take you to a page to top up, but we'll make all those actionable as we get to the full production feature.
Awesome, sounds good. I hope that answered your question, Chinmay. Yes, cool. Great. If anyone has any other questions, to let us know in the chat, happy to address them there. And yes, like Vijay mentioned, vesting is coming, so stay tuned for next week. But without further ado, Sunny, are you ready for announcing the wave pool winners?
I am. Thanks, Mary. All right. Okay, so last month we had the 5th wave. Over the course of January, we were running our recurring hackathon, and we saw some really great turnout in terms of projects. And so today we're going to recap what we saw in the January wave pool. So before we go any further, I just want to talk about what the wave pool is for those of us who are unfamiliar. It is our native continuously iterating hackathon. Basically, each month it resets with a new set of prizes, and it basically gives builders like you guys the opportunity to tackle different projects on top of Superfluid and add to your Web3 portfolios. And so it rewards both technical and non-technical work. So you could submit a tutorial, you could submit an article. Items like that are also considered for the wave pool. And also we have these really cool co-ops for people who succeed in the wave pool. So you'll see those. I also want to plug that wave number 6 is happening right now. This is happening over the course of February, and the prizes are as follows. I think most notable here is the Gnosis Bounty Prize. It's a 2,000. There are 2 prizes, that 2,000 and 1,000 for the 2 best projects that pertain to payments and payroll and are deployed on Gnosis chain for this wave. And we also have a $1,000 pool prize. So in total, a lot of money up for grabs in this wave pool. Definitely encourage you guys to get into it. All right, so let's review the top surfers for wave number 5. Drum roll, please. In 5th place, we have Straker by Arcusmon. Straker shows us a staking contract that implements Superfluid's instant distribution agreements to distribute staking rewards directly to stakers. And so this was a really kind of well done front end as well. And it was really cool seeing Arcusmon take on the usage of the instant distribution agreement, which is kind of a bit of a lesser used feature of Superfluid and a very powerful one as well. So hats off to him. In 4th place, we have Superfluid by Vibov. Vibov builds Superfluid kind of in a similar fashion to the Superfluid dashboard. It's a similar user experience. However, he also added on some additional functionality that is not provided in the Superfluid dashboard yet, and is very useful for kind of testing out different kind of like development features such as the ACL and the IDA management. So basically you can go on Superfluid and you can manage permissions for different accounts to start streams on your behalf. You can revoke or provide these permissions as well. He also provides IDA management functionality in this dashboard. So you can go there, you can create an index, you can distribute funds, and you can issue distribution units as well. So really good stuff. I think also very impressively, he was able to implement stream scheduling. So this is about to be released on our dashboard, but he was able to implement some sort of feature for it on Superfluid. So it's a really great work here. And he also has the link for it provided as well, so you can actually try it yourself. I've used it myself when I was testing out some projects that I was working on, and it worked just fine. All right, in 3rd place, we have Superfluid, a series of Hindi Superfluid tutorials from Mansi Joshi and a couple of her friends. And this series of Hindi Superfluid tutorials helps break down the language barrier when it comes to understanding the Superfluid protocol for Hindi speakers. And I think this is a really great project because a lot of our audience here at Superfluid does come from India. And so for those Indians who speak Hindi, this is a great kind of resource to learn and understand our protocol. So really great work here. And though I don't speak Hindi, I did check out the videos, and they seem to be of really high quality. And so great work to Mansi and her friends, and really appreciate the tutorials. In 2nd place, we have Omnifiant, who produced BTF DCA. This has been a long time coming, and it's a really great project. It actually started off in scaling Ethereum, and he's been kind of chipping away at it on his own, and finally has brought it to production live on Polygon mainnet. So you can use it to dollar cost average with Superfluid streams. I myself am using it, and I'm DCAing into Matic token, and so far I've been turning a profit on it. It's been a really kind of nice, solid experience, and you can try it out live at btfdca.finance. So for those of you guys who are trying to see an application of Superfluid beyond the basic kind of payments, payroll, etc., and that you can try yourself, I think this is a great opportunity to try to use Superfluid when it comes to DeFi, right, to invest and do swaps. So great stuff, and congrats Tony congrats on Omnifiant on the mainnet deployment. And in first place we have Cobweb by Emily Ma. This was ridiculously impressive. Basically, Cobweb is the first EVM-based web monetization provider. Basically, what that means is that it provides a browser extension that you can load up with super tokens and basically stream tips to creators that have tagged their content on the web as you surf the web. So I'm actually going to crack open the landing page real quick. You can still, even the landing page is extremely well done. Emily actually themed this after supporting other teen creators, because she herself is a teen. She's 16 years old and she put this together, which is amazing. And you can see that it's open source and you can actually download it. Go to the Chrome store and get cracking with it. And so far, there are a couple of pages out there that Cobweb supports. That is the actual GitHub for Cobweb, and then Emily's own kind of personal webpage. So I'm looking forward to trying this myself. Haven't gotten around to it, but would love to see a project like this grow and perhaps take adoption. So hats off, Emily. It's an awesome project, and was just very impressed by the level of detail of this work. We also had a co-bounty with Push Protocol for the January wave pool, and the winner of that was Super Push by Sumit. Super Push basically provides you a nice kind of application that notifies you as different actions pertaining to streams you're involved in are engaged, right? So if you create a stream, if you update a stream or you delete a stream, Super Push will keep you in the loop. So that is great stuff, and he earned himself that bounty. And we also have 8 honorable mentions. Great job to all these individuals and teams that put together some really quality projects for the wave pool. Hope to see you guys in the future wave. So to wrap things up, I just want to say the wave pool, it's always open. It's happening every single month. Definitely encourage you guys to get in there and get surfing. If you want to talk shop, talk ideas, I'm all ears. You can find me in the Superfluid Discord. And go to superfluid.finance/wave pool or scan that QR code to learn more. That's the wave pool. Thanks for the floor, Vicky. I'll hand it back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sunny. It's always so cool to see what people are building, just out of their ideas and passions for Web3. And also one of the projects that really caught my eye was the tutorials in Hindi, in the local language. And that's a great example how you don't have to be a dev to do something great for the wave pool to win prizes. So definitely we encourage everyone to just participate, do something cool, and contribute, get surfing, like we say. I'm just quickly also looking into the chat. Fran is saying maybe Planet IX could use this for their dividends, stake meta shares, get dividends through an IDA. That's an interesting idea, definitely. So if there's any project building through Wavepool that we can actually use in the ecosystem, I mean, that will be amazing. And I'm also looking, Mark is saying good work, had a similar idea, could somebody bring it to life? Yes, awesome. Very good work, everybody. Great. I think then we can move on with reactive exchanges. Meow, if you're ready, the floor is yours.
Hey, hi everyone.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I just do a quick presentation of something called Reactive Exchange, and I'd like to motivate everyone to join, to continue the previous presentation by Sunny about the React Wavepool program. I'd like to invite everyone to build more on Superfluid. So today I'm going to present a set of very unique idea you could build on Superfluid. So let's build a unique DEX using Superfluid, and these are called reactive exchanges. So first of all, I think today finally we mentioned a lot of times IDAs, right? So the first slide is really about IDAs. So let's use instant distribution more. To me, it's really the gorilla glue for a wide range of things you can build with. Especially useful for connecting different pools of funds, right? So definitely use more. So the second, the reason it's called a reactive exchange is because Superfluid has a very deep connection with reactive programming. Superfluid protocol is essentially a application of reactive programming on the domain of money payment. It's about explicitly modeling time. And also you might hear the term functional reactive programming. It's basically related. It's about doing the reactive programming using functional style. So they are very related. So that's what Superfluid is. And that's what makes things built on top of a Superfluid unique. And that's also today's subject. So let's apply the reactive programming to the DEXs and call them reactive exchanges. So let's talk about what a reactive is there. First of all, contribution. So we all know that Superfluid has stream of money, flow of money we can send to any contract, which contract can have callbacks and do action with. So the contributions reactive, meaning that using Superfluid streams to do the contribution. The second part is about swap. This swap also happening over time continuously. Lastly, user distribution also continuous. So do you receive the money you swap with continuous over time? So that basically we can judge different design of reactive exchanges by 3 different criteria. The first one is kind of pseudo exchanges, pseudo reactive exchanges. Pardon me. So the idea is that you simply use IDA, but you connect with the underlying DEXs on Polygon. Can't remember what's on Polygon anymore, but so you connect to the underlying DEXs and you do the IDA. So you do the exchanges over time continuously, frequent basis, let's say using keepers, and then you do the distribution to your market takers through IDA. So, but they are not, by the criteria I mentioned before, they are not reactive in any sense apart from contribution. So we have more designs coming. The second version, which don't mind the scary formula, but it's really about the reactify, so-called Uniswap V1 and V2 type of design. It's just idea at the moment. So if you're familiar with Uniswap, you would see that when you do a swap on Uniswap curve, it's like moving from the blue dots to the red dots instantaneously, right? So you're doing exchange, but you're not doing swap in one transaction. But with the reactive exchanges, the green, it's become a green dot, right? So they just move over time, fully determined by the formula you would see. So it's a function of time. So they just move over the curve smoothly without occurring any transactions until someone come adding or remove liquidity or do some arbitrage. The next type of reactive change that are also very unique to Superfluid, which I think are going to be a huge interest to many people, is zero intermediate liquidity market makers DEX. So we have a community project called Aqueduct. And in this particular design, there's no liquidity actually stored in the contract. It goes peer-to-peer, literally going from the liquidity provider to the traders or the takers directly. It's kind of peer-to-peer routed. Unfortunately, what actually it requires flow distribution, superfluid primitive. This is something new that we'll be releasing during this year. I would encourage you to check our protocol monorepo discussion item. So go to our GitHub protocol monorepo. There's a discussion tab, and there's a discussion about the flow distribution. So yeah, so now looking back, compare all of the designs, the studio ones. Actually, all of them are reactive in contributions, right? So otherwise it wouldn't be a reactive change in any sense. So however, the swap reactive is only in the reactive Uniswap and the zero intermediate liquidity market makers. And distribution reactiveness is trickier because with the Uniswap style, you don't get a smooth constant flow. So that's maybe, so we don't necessarily would do that. But again, the point is using IDA. IDA is a gorilla glue, so it can help you to do the distribution nonetheless without any particular new superfluid primitive, right? So distribution reactiveness, however, is a significant advantage when you use a zero intermediate market exchange. And we have a known project called Aqueduct, which is waiting for our new feature to be ready so that we can launch their very unique product. So yeah, so this is a brief overview of the reactive exchanges. There's a Medium article on our Superfluid blog in explaining in detail. Especially if you're curious about how the reactive Uniswap formula is coming about, and there's an explanation there. And I invite everyone to come and build in our wavepool through our wavepool program. And yeah, and so Victoria, do you think we could do a poll?
Yeah? Yes, I was about to launch the poll, guys. Yes. Mm-hmm. So let us know who wants to build a reactive exchange for us in the wave pool. If anyone is interested, or maybe you have already thought about this idea, but haven't gotten to it yet, let us know. I'll keep it up for a couple of seconds more. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys think. All righty. I think we're good to end here. I'm gonna share the results. So there are a couple of people who definitely want to build this. So that's really cool. Definitely let us know on Discord. Maybe we can even put together a team to build it out together. That would be awesome. So do let us know who's interested. We are open to it.
Okay, great. Thank you, and back to you. If any questions, happy to answer also.
Yeah, I think Nadir has a question in the chat for the reactive exchanges. How does it move on the curves? Can you explain a bit more? The Uniswap V1, V2 slide.
Yeah, so when you so your contribution of the stream is constant flow, and you would receive exchanges as a function. It's a function of time, so you will see, okay, how much I should get out from exchange, right? So you just query the reactive exchange contract, and then you will see how much you should get distributed, and through the IDA, again, then it can be distributed to all the participants. So there will be a function. If you read that article that posted by God's Power, so there is a more detailed explanation of how that function look like, and happy to chat with you later in more details if not clear here.
Awesome. Thank you for the article link, God's Power. And I hope it also answered your question, Nadir. Also, Meow, I think you are streaming on Twitch lately, aren't you?
Yes, I do. I will announce when I will schedule a new Twitch session. Might be actually programming this out, but I'll post on the Discord, our Discord channel about it. No exact date yet, but I'll find time.
Awesome. Do that. Definitely, guys. Keep an eye on our Discord.
I'll find time.
Great. Thank you, Meow. If anyone has any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, feel free to also ask them on Discord, and we will get back to you for sure. And really, if anybody wants to build this out, let us know, and we're happy to support you in that. Awesome. I think then we're good to bring to the stage our secret guest speaker. As I promised, we have Andreas here from anotherblock. Is Andreas on the call?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So Andreas is the head of community and growth at anotherblock. You might have seen some buzz around Rihanna's NFTs, music industry, streaming royalties, all that good stuff. So Andreas, please tell us a little bit more about what is anotherblock and what's happening with Rihanna.
Yes, so I mean, I just hopped off a Twitter Spaces call with like 300 people asking all the key questions. So I kind of got a nice warm up there. And yeah, what we are doing is that we're essentially doing fractionalized ownership of music on chain, meaning that we just did a Rihanna drop before the Super Bowl together with her producer Deputy. And that drop really went viral. It's like people invest in the music on our platform by buying NFTs that are connected to the streaming royalties of that song. So you buy into, like, say, for Rihanna's example, it's like you buy 0.0033% of that song, meaning that you will get between $10 to $15 or so per year, meaning it's around 6 to 7% revenue. And we actually are implementing, the dev team is now implementing Superfluid to make it possible to get that royalty streams in real time, basically, which is kind of cool and something we're really looking forward to, because it's fun, because we, right after the drop, we did a survey for the holders asking like, what kind of features would you appreciate and all that. And then actually one person mentioned it would be nice if the streaming royalties could come in like instantly for instant liquidity. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to bring it at. So that was really nice, actually. And yeah, we will do some activations, some posts and stuff, announcing our partnership. And on the more like technical aspect, I'm not that good to like say exactly how we're going to implement it, but we're going to have a Twitter Spaces about that tomorrow, where our dev team, both head of product and our lead front end, will talk about how they will implement it.
This is so cool. Yes, we're gonna have Twitter Spaces tomorrow, 5 p.m. CET, together with anotherblock to talk about this a little bit more. And we are doing announcement posts right after this community call. So really exciting stuff happening. And I think this is the first time when Superfluid is used in the music industry. I know you guys are tackling a very massive industry, which is, you know, it needs a revolution for sure. So it's really cool to see what you guys are building. Maybe on the dev side, Sam, you are more in touch with the dev team. Maybe you can say a couple of words how Superfluid is used there, and what's your take on that?
Yeah, so it's going to be an exciting use of the IDA to distribute funds. Guys, when are the first distributions going on? Have they already been paid, or are they being paid very soon? Yes, no?
I think they're...
Oh, sorry. Sorry, did you ask me or? Yeah, so actually, it's now possible to claim for the previous drops, meaning that our first payouts are commencing right now. So everybody who's bought one of the first three, I think, NFTs can now claim it through their profile page. And there's more info on how to go about that if you're a holder in our Discord as well. And to be completely honest, it's my other teammate who did that announcement. So I haven't even read it through properly because I've been working on some other things. So I can't really explain how that works. But all the info is up in the Discord, and in the future we want to do make it possible to have instant liquidity instead of being forced to wait for quite some long time before you get the royalty payouts. In fact, the musicians themselves get payouts from the streaming services twice a year, meaning that they will get it every 6 months. But we want to front the liquidity, so we're doing our calculations, and then we can pay it in advance to all the holders, and then it can be if it in practice is slower, then it can be adjusted in a later stage, so to say.
Very cool. So you'll enable people to get paid in even more real-time ways than the artists themselves, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. But you guys I think are really interested in the future flow distribution agreement as well. Again, we put some links in the chat for people that are interested in that development. But yeah, I mean, we're excited for everything you guys are doing. If you guys have a fairly simple technical implementation, there really isn't too much to talk about there. You just mint an NFT and get a set of units in the index and receive funds accordingly. But yeah, keep great work, and we're excited to see you guys evolve.
Yeah, thanks for that. It has been a pleasure to be partnering up with you this far. And I mean, we also for all our partners, we make sure to bring in the WAGMI spirit, we're all going to make it, because that's what this space is all about, shining a light on all the bright, nice projects out there. And there's so much revolutionizing happening in the industry. And we're super happy to be working together with you to bring the Swedish tech to people. It's nice.
Keep it up.
Awesome. Yeah, same here. Thank you so much for joining, Andreas, today. And yeah, like we mentioned, we're going to have the Twitter Spaces tomorrow. So we're going to discuss this more in detail about what they're building, how they're doing it, and what the plan is for the future. So definitely hop by. We will share the links in our Discord, on our Twitter. So definitely keep your eyes open there and join us for the discussions. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for that. And see you tomorrow then.
See you tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have a good one. I'll be in the background. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Andreas. I'm just attending to the chat as well to see what people are saying. Super cool and amazing developments we see today that Don also posted. I totally agree. We have great stuff in the works in the ecosystem, so we're really, really excited. And Victor, I posted the link to anotherblock in the chat. Feel free to read there. And also we are publishing the blog post more around the integration, in a couple of minutes, literally. So you can read more about that too, and join us tomorrow for the Twitter Spaces. That's a great opportunity to learn more. I see that Nadir is also asking Javier, how is Superpool different from PTFDCA? That's a very interesting question. Maybe Sunny and Javier, you could elaborate more on that.
I could, but I don't know what is BTFDCA.
Yeah, I'll go really quick. BTFDCA basically accepts a stream of super tokens, gives you an according amount of units, and then allows you to basically get tokens returned to you in proportion to the size of your stream. And so basically you're streaming in tokens. Those tokens are overturned into an automated market maker, automatic market maker like SushiSwap or Uniswap, and then return back to you through the IDA. The Superpool is something totally different. I'm sure Dunoso can get into that.
Yeah, I see then, Sunny, that is a kind of the BCT-DCA is a kind of trading where you exchange super tokens in a DCA mode to other tokens, correct?
Yeah, you can think of it like you stream in, the tokens accumulate, They get emptied out into exchange, converted into another token, and then returned back to you. That's some of the release.
The Superpool is more like a staking platform where you stream in super tokens, and then the Superpool will downgrade to normal tokens and will deposit in a custom strategy that you can define either on Aave or Compound or whatever other protocol that you can end yield. That is the Superpool actually. You are not receiving other tokens, you are receiving the pool token that you can redeem after which is an interest-bearing token that will increase over time with the interest that your deposit earns in the Superpool. I don't know if it's clear.
Yeah, I think that was a really good explanation there. If it wasn't clear, just let us know in the chat. Happy to explain a bit more, or just if you want to discuss this more, guys, feel free to do that on Discord too. We're all there, either in the dev support chat or Wavepool chat. Let us know if you have any other questions. And yeah, I see we have 5 more minutes. The floor is open to any kind of questions, comments. Does anyone want to present anything? Let us know. Actually, now's your chance.
I had the same question. What's the difference between BTF DCA and the Ricochet? That's a good question.
That's a good question. I think it's the same exact mechanism. Stream in, distribute out. This experience is the same. The contracts are obviously different, but the same kind of like mechanism. It looks like Amifian is actually in the chat. He's here. You can explain that.
They're similar. The differences.
Give us the pitch, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, yeah. So it's more about the features that are planned, you know. As the name implies, BTF, it's buying the dip, and that's actually a feature that will be coming up, where you don't just dollar cost average, but you can BTF DCA will identify opportunities for buying it for you. And that's one, you know, other features that will be coming up. What's the F stand for? I don't know if I can say it, but it's buying the freaking dip. So yeah, but otherwise, you know, in terms of the future, that's where the differences will be more visible. As of right now, BTF DCA can be considered a subset of what Ricochet does.
I love the naming. That's great.
Next community call will be after Denver. Who is from Superfluid going to be in Denver?
Me and Reese and Fran and Matt and Sunny, right?
Wow, fantastic.
Yes. Yes, we're going to be there for the whole week. We have a couple of events lined up. So if you are going, any of you here, do let us know on Discord and we're going to share the invites. I think, Javier, you already have the invites to the events. If any of you need invites, to let me know. Happy to share them. And yeah, if any of you is there, happy to meet you all in person. That would be super cool. Sam, you decided not to come, right?
I will not be there, partially due to just like a family commitment that I had planned long ago. But for those of you there, I hope you have a good time.
Well, thank you, Sam. I think the next trip for you is a hackathon in Tokyo, right?
That's correct. If Tokyo is on your radar, you can see me there.
Yes, if Tokyo is on our radar, I think Yao is going to be there too. So we're planning some cool stuff there. But definitely Denver is before. So a lot of organization is going there currently. Great. Does any of you have any questions? Any other comments? Javier, do you know when you fly over already?
Yeah, I arrived Sunday 25th or 26th, and I will be exactly 1 week.
Great. Yeah,
we will have
exactly.
We will have with Gelato a booth in Denver. Let's see how it goes. My first impersonal meeting, and it's a pity that I will be really busy and I won't be that much with you. But I love to meet you in person after so many months, really.
Of course, we will make it happen for sure, and we will come by to the booth as well to see your team and what you guys are up to. Awesome. Mike is asking Javier, Superfluid T-shirt. Oh, I have a lot of swag with me in Denver, so yes, everybody's gonna have something. So stay tuned.
Great.
Awesome. I also see Nadir had a question too regards to BTF-DCA or just like a feature request. Awesome. I think that was answered there. Great. If there's any questions, I see that we're right at the hour. So if you have still anything you want to address, feel free to do that on Discord or in the DMs or however. And yeah, happy to see you all either in Denver or in the next community call or just on our Discord.
Just wanted to maybe take 1 minute to shill the latest episodes of Devs Do Something. So for those of you who aren't following it, Sam here is hosting probably the best technical podcast in Web3. So, you know, getting some really good guests lately and doing some really, really fascinating episodes. So definitely recommend everybody to check it out. I think some of the latest ones were the highest downloads we've seen so far. So definitely quality is going up, and there's some buzz in the community as well about it. So yeah, Sam just dropped the link. So if you don't yet, please follow it because it's really good quality.
Awesome. Yes, TDS, definitely. All the Web3 devs should check it out for sure. Can we share any lineups or any guest speakers who are coming on?
Yeah, so a couple of things. Today we just released an episode with someone from Starknet. So it's a deep dive on Starknet if you're interested in Starknet. I think we have one person here who's interested in Starknet that's building a Superfluid Starknet implementation. So God's power, if you're here, I think you'll like it. And then next week we have an episode with kind of like a pseudo anon dev named DC Builder. The following week we'll do one with this guy named Dev Tooligan, who's also kind of pseudo anonymous that just got hired at Trail of Bits as a security engineer. And then a couple of other episodes planned after that. More ZK stuff is planned. So we have one scheduled with the CTO at Polygon ZK EVM group, right? They have a zero knowledge EVM compatible thing they're working on, and we'll go deep on that. So yeah, cool stuff coming up. But if you have any suggestions for guests, just let me know and we can try to reach out to them. So thanks for the mention, Frank.
Cool stuff. Yes. And if you don't follow GDS on Twitter, please do. All the updates will be posted there. So it's GDS HQ on Twitter. So do that. Check it out. We all love the intro music. It's going to be stuck in your head for sure. I see Mark is saying, enjoyed the episode on MEV searching, but still scratching my head as to how it's done. Awesome. No one cares their alpha. Okay, guys, great. Go listen to the podcast. Join us tomorrow for the Twitter Spaces. Stay tuned for giveaways. And yeah, see you soon on the next call. Thank you all for joining and have a good evening.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.